like to say good morning to dear listeners on the radio. Welcome to the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show. This beautiful Thursday morning, right here in the nation's capital. It is the 30th day in the month of October 2025. And I am so excited. I mean, for so many reasons, because this month of October has been quite an eventful month. And, well, God willing, tomorrow we'll get to beat the month of October farewell. How would you describe the month of October? Because when you look at the events that actually shaped this month of October, it's almost many reasons. If a piece of studies and audience participate to a program, and of course, we've got something for everyone. At the 8 o'clock hour, it will be time for sports on Eagles Wings, and your host, Alan Smith. I'm very sure he's gearing up to bring you up to speed with the latest akbalakbala in the world of sport. And at the 9 o'clock hour, I'll be right back to talk politics and current affairs. And of course, the focus at the 9 o'clock hour is not far-fetched from, the presidential pardon, the clemency, and the public outcry, from Nigerians. And, well, it appears the president has actually bowed to pressure because that list has been revised. It's been reviewed. Is that to say that the president is indeed mindful of the concerns of the masses? Perhaps, and maybe he deserves a pat on the back, right? All right. Well, that will take us through to the 10 o'clock hour. What was formerly the Media Extra, now the General Open Banter. It is my tradition specifically not to let you in on what the focus or the topic of discussion would be. I'm hoping that, I would keep you on the edges of your seat up until the 10 o'clock hour. But I can tell you for a fact that it's always a jolly ride on the General Open Banter. Now, that will take us through to the 11 o'clock hour. And we hope to have conversations with the OGP team or crew. But if you don't show up, then it's going to be music up until the 12 o'clock hour, and I will be handing over. I won't be handing over to anyone at the 12 o'clock hour. Well, I would continue right from the Eagles Morning Rise into the Sunnyside Show. At the 12 o'clock hour is going to be music, and of course at 1 p.m. it'll be time for the No Gray Area. I'm super excited for the twist today. All right, and that will take us through to the 2 o'clock hour when it will be time for Afropop hour, where the music is not supposed to stop, and of course a recap of entertainment gist. But hopefully I will be handing over to the Honorable of the FCT at exactly 3:30 p.m. So join me and let's have fun today on radio. Beyond having fun, let's keep ourselves, informed, up to speed with the latest happenings. All right, and if you are just entering the nation's capital, welcome to Abuja, Nawi City. But please do have to pitch your tent here at Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, because it's going to worth your while. And if you're out of Abuja or your way, I will be truth is we cannot wait to have you visit again. All right, so that being said, let me quickly greet you all in your local dialect. I know I won't be able to cover everybody's tribe or local dialect, but the few we can because of time. I'll start off by saying Inakwana Ekaro Agife Amesiere Otutuoma Ndeve Ite Emamurioke Olodudu. And Ona, good morning. Once again, this is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show. That being said, let us quickly start off by taking a look at 10 things that you need to know this Thursday morning. All right, President Bola Tinubu has withdrawn the pardon earlier granted to 175 convicts, including drug traffickers, kidnappers, and fraudsters, following public outrage that trailed the initial clemency list released on October 11. Now, this came as the president ordered a review of the pardon granted at the National Council of State meeting on October 9 of 2025. Nigeria's newly appointed service chiefs on Wednesday pledged to overhaul the nation's security architecture through strategic foreign partnerships, local arms production, interagency collaboration, and improved by the Senate House of Representatives. Away from that one, a pastor who is also a legal practitioner Bashirun Olawale Akanni, was on Wednesday rearraigned before the Justice Hakim Oshodi of the Lagos State High Court, sitting in Ikeja, for the alleged indecent treatment of a 14-year-old girl. The Lagos State government rearraigned Akanni on a one-count charge bordering on the indecent treatment of a child. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Wednesday arraigned a vessel, MT Austria, alongside 3 individuals before the Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, over an alleged theft of over 13 million litres of premium motor spirit valued at about 12 billion naira, said to belong to the NNPC Retail Limited. Now, the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday ordered the permanent forfeiture of $49,700 allegedly recovered from Dr. Nura Ali, a former resident electoral commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Sokoto State during the 2023 general elections. Now, Justice Emeka Nwite gave the order after counsel for the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Oswobeni Akboni Misinga, moved the motion. I mean, some names are just too difficult to pronounce, but you just have to forgive me, all right? The House of Representatives has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to borrow $2.35 billion to finance part of the 2025 budget deficit. It also granted the president's request to issue a $500 million debut sovereign sukuk in the international capital market to fund infrastructure projects and diversify Nigeria's financing sources. Away from that, Senator Benson Agadaga of Bayelsa East on Wednesday announced his resignation from the People's Democratic Party and pitched his tent with the All Progressives Congress. Well, he blamed internal wrangling and the collapse of discipline and unity within the party for his actions. All right, Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa said the federal government has released 2.3 billion naira representing batch 8 salary and promotion arrears to universities across the country. Now, the fund is expected to be used to clear the salary backlogs as well as promotion arrears of teaching and non-academic staff in public universities. A federal high court in Ibadan has sentenced one Sunday Akonde to 4 years in prison for peddling 360 grams of cannabis and 2 grams of methamphetamine. All right, that's crystal meth. And in her judgment, Justice Ekionye Maha convicted and sentenced Akonde based on the evidence tendered against him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, that is the NDLEA. And the last but not the least would be the fact that there was uproar in the House of Representatives on Wednesday as aggrieved lawmakers ordered the arrest of officials of a Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, following a dramatic walkout during a committee session. Now, the incident occurred when representatives of JAMB appeared before the House Committee on Basic Education and Examination Bodies for an investigative hearing. Well, there you have it on 10 things that you need to know this Thursday morning. Dear listener, remember this is Eagle's Morning Rise, a breakfast show packed with a lot for your listening pleasure. At this point in time, I'd like you to know that we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja. So I'd like to encourage you to join the live stream and indulge us. All right, you can leave a comment, you can share the video as well. I mean, do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's very, very important. Remember, it is at Eagles FM Abuja. That being said, let's quickly, squeeze in this message because I said yesterday, Eagles FM was actually part of media orientation, all right, on the elimination of malaria in Abuja, and I was opportuned to be present in the course of that orientation. A lot was actually discussed, and it's actually a project tagged support to malaria elimination project, and the focal states are strictly the nation's capital and Kogi State. Now, the FCT Health Services and Environment Secretariat, in collaboration with FarmCris Healthcare Initiative, that's the FHCI, with funding support from the Islamic Development Bank, ISDB, is implementing the support to National Malaria Elimination Program to accelerate malaria elimination, efforts in FCT. And it's good, dear listener, especially those in the nation's capital, that this project is led by the FCT Public Health Department with technical support from FHCI and oversight from the National Malaria Elimination Program. Now, yesterday, when in the course of the conversation with other media stakeholders, we were made to understand that malaria is quite prevalent in the nation's capital, and when you take a look at the number of people who actually, kick the bucket as a result of malaria on a yearly basis, it's really very disturbing. And it was also in the course of that, media orientation that, one got exposed to the fact that we have severe malaria and uncomplicated malaria. So malaria is such a very, very, serious issue that we shouldn't, treat with kids' gloves. And oftentimes when people just present, with, malaria signs and symptoms, maybe from headache, to running temperature or running nose and all of that, body pains, they quickly go to, these, pharmacy stores, and they really don't even get tested. They just go to this pharmacy and then they just get drugs and all of that. But we'll be made to understand that it's very important for you to run a test before you start treatment, so you don't treat blindly. All right. Now, the aim of this project, as we've been made to understand, is to reduce malaria cases and mortality through integrated interventions, expand coverage, and promote the proper use of insecticide-treated nets. That's the ITNs. And I mean, I'm forced to ask at this point in time, dear listener, how many of you use your, insecticide-treated net? Do you even sleep, in your insecticide-treated net, or you are amongst those that will say, oh no, I can't breathe properly, the heat is too much and all of that? But I think it's about time you have a change of mind. All right. And another objective of this project, as will be made to understand, is to improve access to reliable malaria diagnosis and effective treatment. Now, time is really not our friend, so I'm just trying to just give a quick recap. All right. Now, here is actually the health message, or messaging for the public. I mean, FCT residents. Not every fever diagnostic test, that's the RDT, is a quick and reliable way to determine if a fever is caused by malaria. And if your child or any member of your household has a fever, maybe hotness of the body, you are advised to visit the nearest public health facility in the FCT for free testing and treatment without delay. And only those who test positive to the RDT, that is the rapid diagnostic test, will be treated with ACT, the approved malaria medicine. That's the ACT. And if your test result is positive, ensure you complete the full course of malaria medicine as prescribed. Now, pregnant women specifically should visit health facilities early and regularly to receive the SP, a malaria preventive medicine during pregnancy, because this helps protect both the mother and the unborn child from malaria. Now, prevention is key, and every member of the family should sleep inside the net every night, especially children under 5 and pregnant women, to protect themselves from mosquitoes that spread malaria. Well, we hope to have a very candid conversation with some of these stakeholders in the days to come, so that we expose you to, the prevalence of malaria in the nation's capital, FCT. And the good thing is, this project is actually focusing on just the FCT and Kogi State. So I think it's just okay for FCT residents to, count themselves lucky, because this project is actually built to, trickle down to the grassroots. And according to them, they will be taking it upon themselves to visit a number of primary healthcare centers and general hospitals. So once you get the treated mosquito net, please do well to use it. It's actually for free, as we've been made to understand. We just, thought it wise to squeeze in paper to look at this morning. I'll quickly hand down the studio numbers so you can start sending in your messages and your voice notes. All right, but don't call in just yet. The studio numbers are 0907358. Now, the WhatsApp number that you can send your voice notes and messages: Southwest leaders, traditional rulers unite for regional progress, Fasoranti agenda. You find details of our story on page 12, and then federal government releases 2.3 billion naira for payment of salary promotion arrears in universities. Details on page 16, and the rest is just a congratulatory message to the new service chiefs, and this is coming from Tantita Security Services, under the leadership of government Ekpemukpolo, aka Tom Polo. All right, I'll leave it there for the Nigerian Tribune. The Vanguard newspaper says how to fix Nigeria's security challenges. Service chiefs talking there. How to fix Nigeria's security challenges. This statement is credited to the service chiefs, and you find details on page 5. That is apparently the big news story on the Vanguard newspaper, by the way. Tinubu excludes convicts of kidnapping, drugs, firearms offenses from clemency list. Details on page 9. Why we are backing Soludo's re-election. This is coming from residents of Onitsha. Why we are backing Soludo's re-election. Onitsha residents talking there. All right. And the kicker to that story says Anambra Showdown 2025. Of course, it's going to be next month, and our fingers are crossed, really. Expectations are quite high. You find details of our story on page 23 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and the rest is congratulatory message from Tom Polo to the service chiefs. It appears they actually bought almost all of the front pages of Nigerian newspapers this morning to congratulate these new service chiefs. All right, now the Nation newspaper is up next. 2027 is the kicker. Southwest governors, leaders rally behind Tinubu. Ministers give scorecards at Confab. Details on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. 55 persons removed from presidential pardon list. Only 120 enjoy prerogative of mercy. Details on page 3. All right, and the Daily Trust newspaper is leading differently. It says alleged coup plot. Silva confirms raid on residents. That's the former governor of Bayelsa State and ex-minister of state for petroleum resources, Timipre Silva. Well, he yesterday confirmed that military operatives raided his Abuja residence, but what connection has that with the alleged coup plot? You probably would want to, find out. You find details on the front page. It continues on page 3 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And then National Assembly okays Tinubu's request to borrow $2.35 billion. Details on page 2 this morning. Kano confirms 4 new variants of polio virus. Kano confirms 4 new variants of polio virus. Details on page 12. And then banks' credit to private sector drops by 6 trillion naira in 4 months. Details on page 23. All right, and this one here says federal government withdraws a pardon for Mariam Sanda and drug dealers. You find details on page 4. Alleged Christian genocide. U.S. lawmakers relying on faulty data. This statement is credited to the federal government. I mean, this is one issue that has been dragging for the longest, and we hope to have a very candid conversation on this, hopefully tomorrow. We're looking at the possibility of bringing clergymen from both sides of the divide, so we can look at this very, constructively and objectively, and also strike a balance. So we keep our fingers crossed, really, to see how we can have that conversation on here. But you find details on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Protest curfew trailed Tanzania presidential poll. All right, details on page 31. Shatima to ACF. Don't allow mischief makers divide Nigeria. That one is on page 6, and I'll leave it there for the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Do well to grab a copy to get details. The Punch newspaper is up next. Cool controversy. Taking the lead here. Military tracks 45 billion naira in NDDC. Detained soldiers linked in NDDC top shorts a probe. Silva out of country denies links with alleged coup. All right, details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And Tinubu revokes pardon for Sanda, 140 high-profile inmates. Details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Senate screening CDS eyes foreign partnership to crush insurgency. You find that one on page 7, and that's just going to be about the size of the headlines. I will be taken from the Punch newspaper. The last but not the least would be The Guardian, and federal government backtracks on pardon as Nigerians question due process. You find details on page 6. Service chiefs unveil ambitious plans at Senate confirmation. Details on page 3. And OPEC oil incentives may cost Nigeria 6 trillion naira yearly. NATI CISLAC 1. You find details on page 3. Reps approve Tinubu's $2.34 billion loan, empower EFCC to seize assets without conviction. You find details on page 4. And that's just going to be about it for Nigerian newspapers this morning. So do well to grab a copy to get details of the reviewed headlines. Remember that across these national dailies, you are definitely going to come across good articles, opinions, columns, editorials that would tickle your fancy. Read through to get sense of what is indeed obtainable out there. And beyond the headlines, which can be very catchy and tricky, we encourage you to grab a copy of any of these national dailies to read through to get concrete details. We'll take a quick break now to go pay some bills. When we return, it'll be time for you to share your 2 cents as to what you make of these headlines making the rounds this morning. I probably would have to hand down the studio numbers again after this commercial timeout. Do join us again.
They drive, you need confirm protection, no, for your engine, no. Get make a mobile, make it mobile, no, make it mobile, yeah. Anywhere you there, your motor deserve to be number 1, yo. Make it mobile, no, make it mobile, yeah. If you carry the go, make everybody join me, say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Whether you're flying for a family celebration or a much-needed reunion, fly Emirates and start your holiday on board. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport. Stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi. Enjoy special meals and toys for kids and relax in comfort with world-class service all the way. Choose from over 150 destinations, including Dubai, India, the UK and USA. Book now at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Please listen to this announcement. Push Africa is organizing a free CNA and caregiver training seminar. Date 1st November 2025. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue ADBF Hall, African University of Science and Technology, Galadimawa, Abuja. Access is free. Come learn about the benefits and opportunities of the Push Africa healthcare training. Don't forget to invite someone. For more enquiries, please call 080-3394-2015. Again, 080-3394-2015. Be there.
Whether you be in.
Please listen to these announcements. Push Africa and
Abuja, get ready for the move of God as Christ Embassy Abuja Zone 1 invites you to a night of the spiritual tag Pneumaticus Night with Pastor Enoch Wama. Date is Friday, 7th November 2025 at Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Time 8 p.m. Don't miss the night of the Spirit, prayer, worship, miracles, impartation of grace, and demonstration of the power of God.
There will be buses in all major bus stops and locations.
For more enquiries, call the number 0704 450 9567 or 0808 825-5790. Get ready. One word from God will change your life forever. Powered by Christ Embassy Abuja, Zone 1.
We invite the leadership of all cooperatives to a one-day workshop themed My Cooperative, Changing Lives for the Better. We recognize the significance of all cooperatives to achieving its members' welfare objectives of providing affordable housing, food, education, and sustainable standard of living, thereby enhancing their overall well-being, performance, and retirement. This one-day workshop is made up of 3 parts. 1. Functions of the cooperative in 2025 and beyond. 2. Is the management of the cooperative the problem, the essence of leadership, and 3. Let's help your members retire at 100 years old. Let your money work for you. Venue: Freedom Matters Plaza, 112 Oladipo Dia Street, Gudu, just beside Bakan Gizo Stores at High Court Junction, Gudu, Abuja. Date: choose any convenient date from 3rd to 7th of November 2025. Time: 9 a.m. prompt. Register early. Simply call 0706 498 6275. That is 0706 498 6276. Again, 0808 883 7426. My Cooperative, changing lives for the better. This workshop is powered by My Abuja Home Limited.
Please listen to this announcement. The management of Abuja Electricity Distribution PLC, AEDC, wishes to inform its esteemed customers of a planned load management exercise due to the ongoing FCDA road construction on the Gwagwalada Kukwaba Apo 132 kV line. To effectively manage the interruptions, the exercise will run in 3 phases. Phase 1, Tuesday, October 28th to Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. Phase 2, Thursday, November 6th to Sunday, November 9th, 2025. Phase 2025 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. During this period, Lokogoma, Guzape, Asokoro, Akwanga, and surrounding areas may experience temporary power interruptions. We regret the inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. Signed, AEDC Management.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
All right, we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, those Morning Ride Breakfast Show, the studio numbers are, they've been buzzing. 09073530044 or 09087668888, or a voice note on 09097054450. That is the WhatsApp portal number. Well, because we're working with time, it's going to be 1 minute. 1 minute for your.
Allow our people to be killed like the other they are Muslim and Christian. But one thing I want to address is that the question is: are Christians being killed? The answer is yes. And who are those killing the Christians? They are Islamic terrorists. And who are their sponsors? Their sponsors, are they not also of the same faith? So that is what we are saying. Do you see any way that Christian militias, are killing people? The answer is no. You are not. Are
you equally aware of killings in the southeastern part of the country, and these killings, are they also carried out by Islamic terrorists? Let's not blow things out of proportion. Like I said, we're making
honestly, they keep compare it to what is happening here. Like in Benue State Plateau, where you have about 280 people killed and massacred, just in one night and burned to death. You can never compare it, man. You can never compare it.
Yes. Thank you very much for your contribution. Right, this is a very, very delicate issue, and it's just wise, all right, that we discuss the issues on the table without sentiment. All right, there are terrorists everywhere. Some have been tagged as Islamic. The matter here is Nigerians are being killed.
Ring a bell for them because they are really working. Even in our village here, I used to see the type of work they do. That's why I'm saying it's logistic. Like Suleja here now, they only have only one patrol van. Only one patrol van. If that one patrol van is 40, there's no how they can go for operation. Look at where their office is in Suleja here. You'll be surprised. So it's better they should. Right. Thank you, Amoife. God bless Eagle FM. God bless Nigeria. Bye.
Thank you very much, Abdul, for your contribution right there. Hello and good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Amoife, the Queen of Eagle.
Samino, good morning.
How are you? Happy Thursday.
I wish you the very same.
My regards to you, yeah, you're on to Samino removed by Mr. President is a good one. Me, I want to say that those that included names should be sanctioned in order to serve as a deterrent to others. And then secondly, the issue of borrowing. For goodness sake, my sister, how long shall we continue to borrow? If the federal government is serious about providing security, the farmers can go to the farm. We can tap on mineral resources we have. We can reactivate Ajakuta in order to export and make more money. In that way, we don't need to borrow any money again. So I want to advise all Nigerians, let us come together and move this country forward. Nigeria is a very rich country. Right. We are blessed with so many resources. May God continue to bless our station, continue to bless our country with good leaders. Please, Nigerians, drive and obey traffic rules and regulations in order to reduce accidents on our roads. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Saminu, for your contribution right there. And moving on very quickly to the Facebook page, I see this message from Wachku Kennedy Chinedu. He says, good morning. I totally disagree with Prime Minister Ayedele's comment. Anyway, he should know that whether mascot or no mascot, Oti's re-election has already been ordained and no amount of fake prophecy. I don't recall taking any headline in this regard, but thank you so much for that contribution on the Facebook page. Wachku Kennedy Chinedu. Also, Francis Namani, watching us live from Amagunze in Enugu State, says, good morning. The federal government should curtail her incessant borrowings and begin to diversify and fix Nigeria's economy to save the image of this country. And the move for the creation of additional states to the southeast is a welcome development for equity, fairness, and justice. Also, Francis, thank you. Kingdomite Eche Fulachi King says, good morning, Eagles FM radio station. I'm watching from Umogele Ovom, Aba, Abia State. Well done. Oh, thank you very much for joining, the conversation. And on the Facebook portal, the WhatsApp portal, really take a listen to the voice notes that we have on here. See this one from Salasi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Omoefe, the ideas of Eagle FM 1. My name is Salasi, sending this voice from right now from Galki. People from Wari agree to be blessing the woman of my microphone. I greet the listeners and callers of this great radio station. I want to start by talking about the president still reviewing the pardon of all these people that he pardoned, and he has to revisit it. I want to thank him for listening here, for taking on to that, and understanding that he need to revisit that. I commend him for that. Now we are talking about the borrowing. When they say subsidies is gone, say the supporters, the hailers, we are calling and saying yes, there will be enough money for health sector, for education, for infrastructure. So me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see where this money has been going. The only thing is that they enrich these governors. The governors that they are collecting, let's say 1 billion, they are collecting about 10 billions now, and with the huge amount of money being collected by these governors, go to the state and see whether you see any impact. These governors are packing this money, not giving an account, and waiting for the next election in order to see how they will try by who or crook they come to power. It's only God that will deliver us. Thank you so much. I agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning. My name is GB from Life Camp. I want to comment on the issue of genocide and no genocide. All we are asking for is that we want to stop the killing. It's not by religion. It's not by tribe. Killing is happening in this country, and I believe government is making an effort to bring it to an end. And we commend the armed forces for what they have done so far. Many of these bandit leaders have been killed. Shugubu, Shala, many of them killed, both in the south, in the east, everywhere. Most of those camps of IPOP in the southeast have been destroyed and their leader arrested or killed here and there. Even in the southwest, many have been done and south and not central here. So you commend them for that. The killing has no religion or tribal something. We are for that praying for the killing. And also, I want to comment on the issue of the name being removed, because they are listening to us, they are listening to Nigeria, and they are done the right thing, and we should call for that. And then Yoruba unity, yeah, Yoruba is very vital. Now we are united. Before, everybody was divided to faction. When Ayo Adebanjo, late Ayo Adebanjo, no party faction to come and join the supporting Obi, supporting Labour Party, supporting Obedience. But now, after his demise, Yoruba come together and unite together and working together for the unity of the Southwest and Yoruba and support Ashwadi Tinubu to succeed. This is good to happen to Nigeria about the unity. Thank you.
GB, thank you. Honorable Edward, good morning.
My name is Honorable Edward from Akko. I want to use this opportunity this morning to appreciate Mr. President for being a good listener, particularly over this case of pardon. It's possible that he did not take proper, he was not properly advised. But as a good listener, he listened to us, even us here. I'm sure Mr. President listened to us. Go up there, you see people complaining that this will discourage security, it will encourage people who are involved in this act. Mr. President has the right to pardon anybody. But critically looking at it, some deserve to serve this punishment. So kudos to him. About the killings, I want to encourage you. Please invite the people because this thing, hey, all of us are involved. So let's critically look at it tomorrow. I'm waiting for that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Edward from Apple. All right. And now, Samuel Kuje says a wonderful good morning to you, my sister, Princess Adeze Omoefe. Happy survival to see another new day, alive and healthy. My sister, I just want to wish you and your family well this morning. May the Lord God Almighty grant you your heart desires and keep you alive and healthy to enjoy the fruit of your labor in the name of Jesus. And I say amen to that. Thank you very much, Samuel. I wish you the very, very same. And Chinonso from Suleja says that Tinubu's administration and borrowing are 5 and 6. Loan after loan, and where all these monies are going, nobody knows. They will always fashion out a way to defend their reckless borrowing. Chinonso from Suleja there. Lion Boy from Lokogoma, he says, good morning, Omoefe. Your voice is low this morning. Hope you are not sick like I am. Oh, well, the weather has been doing the most lately, I must confess, and that's why I always say that we should prioritize our health. But I also wish you, a quick recovery. It says you're strong in Jesus' name, and thank you. It says National Assembly has confirmed those service chiefs just now without proper scrutiny. This is our 10th National Assembly as something else. Then why is the former Minister of Petroleum out of Nigeria at this time? We need him most. He should come and clear himself and stop speaking from afar. Do have a nice day today. Lion Boy from Lokogoma, thank you very much. Comrade Ulo Basit from Buhari, Abuja says, good morning, Omoefe. Stay blessed always. Thank you. One of the main reasons why people in FCT have not been going for clinical tests before treatment, especially when malaria symptoms are noticed, is that most of the medical laboratories in the land usually come out with one result which borders on typhoid and malaria. It's because of these usual and expected results emanated from such tests that encourage people to self-diagnose and buy drugs that are available, on counter. In order to save lives, government at all levels must have to partner with healthcare providers to establish genuine medical facilities